Alright friends, it's T and I'm back with another video. Somebody asked me to review this. It's off of Puppet Fear's stupid channel. I don't know. He recorded some guy's work off his channel, which is probably copyright, but anyways. Let's review this video.
Reference 13.
Oh, by the way, it's high volume causes more sarcoplasmic hypertrophy. The higher the volume, the more the glycogen is drawn into the muscle. That's all it is. That's all they're saying. That's all it really is.
Is a paper on evidence-based resistance training recommendations by, take one guess, Brad. I picked a graduate supervisor who shared my high volume bias, Schoenfeld. Shocking.
Who? I've done this. I'm the one that's done this paper. Everybody knows on my channel. I've done it on my old channel and I've done it on my new channel. Muscle fiber hypertrophy in response to 6 weeks of high volume resistance training in trained young men is largely attributed to sarcoplasmic hypertrophy. There is a long version and a short version. If you go into Google, here's the long version, NCBI, here's the short version, PubMed. That's it. That's all. That's all it is. That's all it is. They're simply talking about sarcoplasmic hypertrophy, nothing else. Not lean body mass or anything like that.
Moreover, Hahn et al. Had trained males progressing from 10 to 32 sets within a 6-week period. While their study primarily aimed to investigate the effects of supplementation interventions on muscle mass accrual, the muscle thickness and fiber cross-sectional area decreased midway through the study.
Okay, what they're really talking about is, so that's the top part, sarcoplasmic. What they're saying is cellular adaptations that occur during skeletal muscle hypertrophy in response to high volume resistance training are not well characterized, sir. Please understand. Therefore, we sought to explore how actin, myosin, sarcoplasmic protein, mitochondrial, and glycogen concentrations were altered in individuals that exhibited mean skeletal muscle fiber cross-sectional area hypertrophy following 6 weeks of high volume resistance training. Get it, men? 30 previously resistance trained college age males. They're not talking about untrained people, okay? Fuck me. And then at the bottom here, they're telling you, I don't want to go through the whole thing. It's bullshit. They're telling you reduce myofiber actin myosin protein concentrations in spite of increasing FCSA and B. Promote sarcoplasmic expansion coincident with a coordinated upregulation of sarcoplasmic proteins involved in glycolysis and other metabolic processes related to what? ATP generation, meaning glycogen stores. That's what sarcoplasmic is. It's an energy source. It's glycogen, okay? Interestingly, these effects seem to persist up to 8 days following training. I know because I've done it on my old channel. I did sarcoplasmic training on my old channel. I gained 20 pounds of sarcoplasmic hypertrophy in like 5 weeks, okay? Working out once a week because it persists for 8 days following training. In other words, if you were to train today, your whole body, if you were to train it, it would persist for the next 8 days. It's like when you go to a gym and you break down proteins, you go to a gym and you break down proteins. Well, guess what? There's a window for protein synthesis, but it's also a window for protein breakdown. And guess what? How long that lasts for? 24 to 48 hours. Sometimes it could go longer after that session. You could keep breaking down. That's why they tell you protein synthesis needs to exceed that breakdown to build myofibular growth, not sarcoplasmic hypertrophy. Myofibular hypertrophy, sarcoplasmic hypertrophy. Know the difference? But you know, Puppet Fear, he doesn't know the difference of anything. He has to go and find some idiot old goof like this who's never lifted a weight in his life, has no experience, is going to explain it to you with no background at all.
With post-testing showing no significant differences from the pre-test values across conditions. Nevertheless, the absence of a group following a fixed set number prevents us from drawing more specific conclusions. Therefore, whether cyclical resistance training volume progressions confer benefits or have detrimental effects on muscular adaptations in trained individuals remains to be elucidated.
Yeah, they don't know if there's benefits or not there, whatever, because there's different types of hypertrophy. In my community section, I just posted something new on it, on sarcoplasmic hypertrophy, okay? You want to go there and check it out? Okay, fine. Let's go there and check it out, okay, man? Community section. You go down here, there, oh no, that's not it, hold on. Here it is. It's right here somewhere. I just posted it. There it is. Emphasize task-specific hypertrophy to enhance sequential strength and power performance. Okay, so there's a section in there. It's really long. Okay, it's NCBI. I just posted this one section. Sarcoplasmic and myofibular hypertrophy. Not all hypertrophy that is developed may be of same quality or type or provide the same performance benefits. When it is developed, two different training regimes may be similar in terms of increasing the MCSA, but the ultrastructural constituents may be developed differently. One example of this concept is the difference between sarcoplasmic and myofibular hypertrophy. Of course it is. Sarcoplasmic hypertrophy has been defined as the chronic increase in the volume of what? Of the sarcolemma and related constituents such as the mitochondria, sarcoplasmic reticulum, tubules, sarcoplasmic, where am I? And sarcoplasmic enzymes, i.e., non-contractile elements. Get it, man? It's non-contractile. In the early 1980s, and that's when I kind of learned it. I learned about sarcoplasmic in 89 or something, I don't know. Sarcoplasmic hypertrophy was mentioned as a potential training adaptation by Stone, relative to improving anaerobic capacity as a result of high volume training. Conversely, myofibular hypertrophy has been defined as the increase in the size or number of myofibrillars. See the difference now? Accompanied by an increase in sarcomere numbers. Yeah, numbers. Okay. Or proabundance related to contractile force generation. All right. This has been demonstrated with bodybuilders as well as strength and power athletes. It is important to make a distinction between these two modes of hypertrophy as these variable changes may appear to be of similar change in muscle hypertrophy. Get it? Similar. In other words, size. Via ultrasound. So when you do an ultrasound, they can't distinguish between the difference of sarcoplasmic to myofibular growth. However, the function within the muscle is likely different between these two separate alterations as a I don't know, I got lost there. As a hold on. Changes between appear similar to these muscle hypertrophy likely different between these two separate alterations and result of training the result of different training stimuli. Considering that the force produced by the muscle is related to strong bounce bridges between, and then I don't know, it got cut off, man. So specifically, okay, that's it. This is another piece. I took it out from another piece. It doesn't go with this piece here. That's it. They're just talking about strongman, whatever. The term hypertrophy is generated expression through enlargement of these and forms of hypertrophy. So yeah, there you get the picture anyway. So sarcoplasmic, man. They talk about it. It's a fact, okay? It's a known fact, okay? So there you go. Let's see what else this idiot has to say.
Now that study by Honor, that's the one that Mike Israetel was on, that started at 10 sets per week, ramped up to 32 sets per week over 6 weeks, and found no net.
Listen, man, a set is not going to build sarcoplasmic muscles. What's going to build it is a complex carbohydrate called potatoes. They're the best. Why? Because they don't spike your insulin and they absorb relatively slow. And they're complex carbohydrates. They're the best ones to be absorbed into the muscle as ATP, as this glycogen storage. Get it? And creating these sarcoplasmic muscles. I know this because I've done it on my channel before. So I got experience with sarcoplasmic hypertrophy training. So yeah, that's how I know, okay? And that's how I know this old man is full of shit.
Growth. So it was a lot of work to accomplish jack fucking shit. It's a little more complicated. I've talked about that one before, and I'm not going to go into the details. I find it interesting that this...
What is so complicated about it, you old fart? It's glycogen loading. It's sarcoplasmic hypertrophy. It isn't based on myofibrillar, okay? It's sarcoplasmic. It's glycogen. It's artificial muscle growth. It's volume. It's fluid. Yeah.
Paper fails to mention that what little supposed growth was seen in terms of lean body mass or whatever.
It failed to show what lean body mass. The study is not talking about lean body mass. Its focus was on sarcoplasmic hypertrophy. What the fuck are you talking about? You're mentally sick, you idiot.
As the volumes went up was water, and I mentioned that last week as well.
So volume went up with water. Yeah, it's glycogen storage. Yeah, it went up. Yes, the glycogen, it went up. It's called sarcoplasmic hypertrophy. Yeah, that's what they call it. When something gets bigger, it hypertrophies. Get it?
And I do think conclusions can be drawn. It's fucking dumb. Also, the workout made no sense.
It's dumb? It makes no sense? The study is about sarcoplasmic hypertrophy. How could it be dumb? It doesn't, what do you mean it doesn't make any sense? I just read it to you. It makes absolute sense. It's all over the place. It's even in the unicorn. You can read it, sarcoplasmic hypertrophy in the unicorn. They even have it there in NCBI.
They did repeat sets of 10 on 4 reps in reserve with a 10-minute rest between sets of the same exercise. So they did a whole bunch of warm-up sets. So that study, while interesting, proved nothing.
For every gram of glycogen, 3 grams of water are drawn between the skin and the muscle into the muscle. What do you mean it didn't?
Other than high volumes, when you do a ton of warm-up sets, make you...
No, they're talking about trained people who did high volume. It was attributed, the majority of the muscle that was there was attributed to sarcoplasmic hypertrophy. It's really simple, guy. What part do you understand?
Gain some water weight. Fantastic.
Yeah, it is water weight. It's sarcoplasmic hypertrophy. Fantastic, yeah. That's it?
If your customer...
That's it? What the fuck, man? That sucked, bro. That guy was stupid. What an idiot. That was some stupid ass shit, man. I'll see you in the next one. Ciao. I can't believe I answered that shit. That's garbage.